Hi, we're going to do a short tutorial video on how to make your pencil drawings or sketches a good, suitable quality for professional or classroom presentation. So, this class really requires the use of a scanner, but as long as you submit a good quality presentation, I really don't care how it gets there. You can use a digital photo, you can use a scanner, as long as you're able to get it to the quality that I'm going to show you. And I'm going to show you how to do that here. So we're going to go through some techniques on how to get rid of gray backgrounds and color casts and give you clean, sharp lines, get rid of smudges and get your name down in the corner and resize your work for the web. So here I'm using a digital photo, as I said, and what I usually work with in Photoshop for this is swatches, history, and layers. And these give me pretty good control of where I want to go. Now the next thing I'm going to do is go over and grab my crop tool and come up here inside the area where you see there was a background where the paper had been laid down before the photo was taken, and the photo captured some of that background. So we want to get rid of that. So we're going to click and drag. And you can see here that we can move this once we have let go. We can, in fact, up here I see that there's still some of this in the background, so I'm going to bring that down a little bit here. And then I'm going to double click. Now normally I would like a little more area around this. This is cropped pretty close. So in the long run I'd probably take this and put it on a blank sheet and maybe put a box around it. But for the quality of what we're doing right here to get the actual drawing to a good quality, this is okay. So now the next thing that we're going to do is size the image. So we're going to go under Image, Image Size, make sure all these are checked, and oftentimes you'll find that this is a lot higher. This one is at 72 dpi already, so we're not going to be changing it too much, but you want to make sure that that's at 72 dpi for what we're doing, and that your pixels up here are no more than 800. Now you don't want to try and size this up at 72 dpi, but you can size it down. So again, no more than 800 pixels. Don't size up to 800, size down from 800. If this is larger than 800 pixels, you can change this to 72 and come down to 800. So after we do that and say OK, then we're going to desaturate. Now we're also going to go back up here to Image, Adjustments, and down to Desaturate. And you could also use this shortcut. And did you see there was a difference here where the color was taken out of that. And let's see, after we do that, we're going to go to Image, Adjustments, Levels. Now levels is a really cool thing, because this is your white information and this is your dark information, and this is everything kind of in between, and we're going to compress this so that we get the best. Now this is your white one over here, and it is, make sure that your preview is on, and as we grab this and move it down to just about where all this black and white information starts, this is all your line work and your illustration, then you can see that clears this up quite a bit. Now we don't want to do too much with this, because you can see that's going to darken it again. And this is going to pretty much do the same thing. So we want to leave those about where they are and click OK for that. Now if you had a really light line quality, which we don't here, but I'll show you this anyway, you want to go up to Filter, Sharpen, Unsharpen, Mask, and then make sure your preview is clicked on. Put this about 3. You can see as I move this around, it makes a lot of difference where it is. But we're going to put this about 3 and put your threshold about 3 or 3 to 6, and that's going to give us a pretty good line. So we're going to say OK to that. Okay, so we've done our levels. And this is what it looks like if you bring it back up. You can see it's taken all that information that we compressed and spread it out here. So, okay, so from there, the next thing we're going to do is grab our Dodge tool down here. Okay, let's see, we want to take that up and look here, you can get shadows, midtones, and highlights. We want to work with highlights for this. Exposure, we want exposure about 1. We want just the slightest amount on this, otherwise we're going to take a lot of stuff away. And you know, you can choose any of these brushes here, but we want it to be pretty big. So, you know, if you get a small brush, just crank this up and get it pretty big. Get it about, somewhere around in here. That's probably a good size. Okay, then we're going to take and just scrub this. Now, you want to be careful of your line work, that you don't really overdo your line work here. So, but since we're on 1%, it's probably not going to do too much. So, just start scrubbing back and forth here. And you can see I'm going to scrub back and forth on one line here so you can kind of see. Now I click and pull, oops, and click and pull, coming back across. And you can see the difference that this makes. So you just kind of keep doing this. And we're going to move this up just a tiny bit so that we get a little more in here. So you can see what a difference that makes. It's starting to look like it's a real white background here now. And again, you don't want to scrub it so much that you start to lose. Now, one thing that really helps, if you will do, is to on your laptop, take your screen and tip it back. And you'll see when you tip it back that there are places that you have missed. So tip it forward and back and see what you have missed on there. So, let's see, now that we have got that done, we're going to change the canvas size here a little bit for our name on the bottom. Because see, we don't really have too much. We don't want to crowd our name in here. So we're going to go canvas size, and we're going to lock it to the top here so that any extra space we put comes at the bottom. And we're going to make this maybe 7 inches. Say OK, and you can see it's given us some extra space right down here at the bottom. And you'll go over and grab your type tool, and we're going to make this a nice gray, kind of a dark gray. But rather than having a black and have it too different. Now this says it is 30 point. Let's take it down to 12, and let's take this to maybe Arial. Arial is a pretty good one to use for this. So we're going to say your name and click off of that, and there your name will be down at the bottom. Now, the next thing that we're going to do here is to save this for, the other thing I almost forgot here. You've gotten extra layers in here. Before you do anything else, you're going to want to flatten those layers. So you come here, go down to, let's see, merge down is one, or flatten image. Flatten image is the one you want from that. And you can also get that from under here, but it's just easier to come over here and do it. Then after we do that, we're going to go File, Save for Web and Devices. And that's going to bring up this. We're going to choose 2 up on here so that we can see a before and after. And then we're going to go to JPEG, and here we can get high, medium, or low, and you can check down here to see the sizes that makes it. We usually want to go medium, and then we're going to hit save. And do your name, underscore, week, and assignment numbers, and save that, and you are done. So you can see that that's a much better quality than what we had before. So good luck with this. I hope this helps you.